Hello, everybody, and welcome to ABM Answered, the 7-minute Demand Gen account-based marketing video series, or at least that's what we aim for. I'm here with Ileana, who can introduce herself in a second, but to give a short overview of the concept of this series, Ileana, in this case, will have 7 minutes to respond to 7 questions all about account-based marketing or demand generation. These questions have come from or have been adapted based on the data that we have collected at Mixed Reality Rooms, where over 1,000 marketers have gone through and stated what their biggest struggles are currently at the moment with demand generation and ABM at the moment. These questions, statements or struggles, I guess, are randomly selected, plotted out in a stem diagram, and I'll do some fancy editing so it comes up on the screen afterwards. But at the end of every question, we will flip a coin, which will determine which question comes next. So yeah, Ileana, I'll hand it over to you to give an intro about yourself.
Hi, Sam. Thanks for having me here. So yeah, I'm Ileana Cipca. I'm the account-based marketing leader at FinTechOS, a UK-based company that creates a great solution from my perspective, a fintech enablement platform that helps banks, insurance companies, or any company in the end to launch digital products across any line of business and create customer journeys in weeks rather than months, and offer a seamless experience for the end customers.
Okay.
So yeah, happy to be here and hope that I'll be able to answer all of your questions.
Nice. I'm sure you will be able to. Right. I will flip this virtual coin. Let's see what we're kicking it off with. So yeah, nice and kind of like concise answers. If you do, I find we always overrun anyway. People want to just keep talking, which is a good thing. I think I'm too optimistic trying to contain it to 7 minutes. But so it's heads, which means we are going to. Okay, so the first problem, Ileana, was personalization at scale. So that's the problem we received. So what would be a good question or interesting is how do you currently personalize your campaigns? And I guess if you could give some examples of how it changes tier to tier, if that's how you do it, that would be helpful. And yeah, what's a good way for you to personalize your campaigns?
Yeah, so from my perspective and my experience as well, the personalization goes hand in hand with knowing your target audience, knowing your target accounts. So without knowing what their needs, their pain points, and in the end what could help them, if you don't know that, any personalization will be wouldn't make sense, because it's important to personalize the experience with something that's valuable for them. So starting with knowing their pain points to analyze what those accounts are doing, what they are searching for, what's the signals they give you, and you can capture those signals through so many channels and ways, like from using Sixth Sense, or simply listening to them at events, or I'm constantly in contact with our BDRs, business development representatives, or our sales colleagues that are always communicating with our possible customers. So by capturing all those insights about what every target account is searching for and what their needs are, we personalize the campaigns, either like in some cases one-to-one, depending on the level that that prospect is at that moment. So if we are speaking about a very advanced stage, if we are speaking about an opportunity that is almost to be closed as a one, we hope, we personalize and we create things that are more advanced, like maybe even one-to-one events or personalized experiences for those customers. If we are speaking about very early stages, but we know about those prospects already some insights, we can personalize their experiences as well. For every touch we have with them, like when they visit our website and we identify who they are to offer them a personalized experience and so on and so forth.
Nice. That is an awesome answer.
The conclusion is that it's not enough to just personalize their names, like to say, welcome, I don't know, Bank of America, and serve the same content, but to really personalize it with what they really need.
Okay, amazing. Again, this kind of defeats the point of the show. We're meant to be going down the questions. I've got so many follow-on questions. I think I'll need to change the format after this, but that's a great answer, Ileana. Okay, question 2. Let's flip heads again. So takes us to the problem that came in was complexity of our offering. So this was, I guess, from where you say FinTechOS, you can bring workflows from months to weeks to days, really reduce that. I guess that's quite a complex potentially in itself. Like, how do you struggle with this? And do you have any tips on kind of simplifying your offering or like initial touch point from an account-based marketing view?
Yeah. It's indeed for the solution that we are offering, and in general for the big tech companies, the solutions are not that easy to be described. So we are lucky here at FinTechOS to have a great product marketing team that really helps us with great messaging and positioning of our offerings. But again, it depends on the stage our prospects are at the moment. For example, if they didn't hear about FinTechOS and if they are in very early stages, we will go with a broader message and an easier to understand that it is not that in depth, but still relevant for their area. But once they read about us, they know more about us, and as well from our side, once we know in depth where they struggle, which lines of business they struggle to I don't know, modernize or digitalize, we go also with some sub themes or use case specific messaging, because our platform can be also generic, but has also particularities, connectors, accelerators for some very specific areas in banking or insurance. So we can tackle also those topics. So we start broad and we go with deep dive messaging, but also those are not that in depth because we don't want to confuse our audience. And I would always like to explain them like I would explain to my son, my 10 years old son, that can easily explain now what Fin is doing.
It's like they say, to simplify your offering, to simplify your message, it should speak directly to that person. So I guess it's about just nailing the problem that they're experiencing and not overloading them with use cases and case studies from the beginning.
Yeah, and on the other hand, we don't want to be associated just with one type of use case, and they will always associate, okay, you are doing just loan origination, when actually our platform can do also other type of offerings or solutions. So that's why we'd have to start a bit broader, but also very specific to their
Okay, that's smart. So you don't exclude yourself from other products. Get going. Question 3. Okay, so tails. The problem is, long one. Customers are reactionary. They come to us when they have a problem. We want to get to the point where they never have a security problem because they are with us from the start. So the question, I imagine, or a good question would be like, how do you proactively engage customers and educate them on the problems you solve, I guess, before they become problems? This is more of a demand gen question. Another way to approach it would be, what's a good nurture sequence look like for you and within your industry?
Yeah, it's I wouldn't start with the nurture sequencing, because that would mean that we capture them already and we have them in our database. I can also refer to, I don't know, how to get to have our valuable contacts from the full buying committee in our database. So for that to happen, we are creating great content, great blog posts that are really relevant for the market, and they are really raising important problems, and we are happy to see that those blog posts are attracting a lot of visitors and are generating I don't know, reach and shares over the social media accounts, and yeah, that's crucial. And also, we are happy to see when, I don't know, important analysts like Gartner or Stellan are actually seeing our solution valuable. They are automatically mentioning us in their reports, and this way we know for sure that we will attract some great and relevant inbound. And of course, once we have them in our database, we are creating relevant nurture streams for each depending on what job role they have, what type of company they are coming from, and besides our monthly newsletter, which is more or less generic, we are building also specific nurture streams based on their roles and lines of business. Yeah.
Nice. I jumped the gun, didn't I, with the nurture sequence? But that makes total sense. And with the blog posts, so you still find blog posts are one of the most effective ways to create demand. Do you track and this is like a sub question, the effectiveness of blog posts and things like that? Is it very much kind of just top level, like click throughs, or
Yeah, so from the regular like social media measurement in terms of clicks, shares, we are also measuring the sentiment and how people are engaging and are commenting to our social media posts, and of course measuring the traffic that is increasing, and we see that traffic starts most of the cases with reading a blog post, and we are of course measuring that, because we really want to see what type of content, because some blog posts are more successful than others, so we want to make sure we replicate the topics that are of a high interest.
Sentiment analysis, that's wicked. Okay, cool. Question 4, I've already flipped it. It tells, so engage the entire buying committee and not just one or two contacts. So that's the problem. It's a common one, so it comes up like all the time in some different form. How do you address this? How do you approach multiple stakeholder engagement?
So basically, we are all the time. So we have a great marketing operation team that is helping me to analyze the quality of our database and to understand if we already have the relevant contacts or in our database. In this case, we make sure that we communicate properly with all of them, and depending on their role or responsibility, we either, I don't know, include them in a nurture stream or invite them at a specific roundtable or event. So we build different streams for those contacts. If we don't have them in our database, we make sure that we engage them in demand gen campaigns that are relevant to that buying persona. So it's complex all the time. It's we have that struggle indeed, and it's not enough. Of course, it's great if we have a great MQL from an important prospect, but if no one else from that company heard about us, it's more difficult to progress with that opportunity. And if we lose the train, or if we are not there on the at the right time for them, it's a pity, because especially in banks and insurance companies, they have very strict procurement processes and with specific timelines. And even if we are great, if we miss that opportunity and they already engaged with other suppliers, we might be a bit too late. So it's important also the timing.
For sure. And I guess with all of these things, there is you can say you create your own luck, and that's true, but like there is an element of luck, isn't there, to the timing. Do you find there's any success with once you've got kind of like a good MQL and champion kind of that's all for you? How have you got any kind of hidden tricks or tips of how to leverage them as much as possible? Like, do you create shareable content like that?
Yes, indeed, it's really important, and at that point, we are relying so much on our great BDRs that are using like again personalized sequences and are succeeding to create a connection with that contact. And further on, we had many examples when that was the open door for other great contacts to engage with. So we are helping, and the BDRs are getting also the nice support from the product marketing team in creating the right messages, and of course using nowadays more and more creative channels to engage with those MQLs, not just the classical email, but I don't know, sending video messages or in some countries it works better to just call them. So yeah.
Okay, that's really
Right.
interesting.
Yeah.
Good old fashioned, just call
Yeah.
straight up. But question 5 is alignment with sales. That's it. So last week I actually had a lot of calls about this. There's friction between marketing and sales. That's like an age-old debate, but particularly as sales. So this is me tailoring the question based on what I heard. Particularly when the sale looks like it's going to close, sales doesn't want to give credit to marketing because they feel it takes it away from them, kind of thing. Do you have any tips there on aligning marketing and sales, or how you guys work together with the
Yeah.
BDRs?
With sales and also with the BDRs, it's important to communicate and over communicate. There's never too much communication, because it's better for them to, I don't know, say that they had too much rather than saying that they didn't hear or
Yeah.
they didn't know about what we are doing. So I'm all the time and wide in advance making sure that the salespeople know what our campaigns, what our marketing strategies, and what they can expect. I want them to understand that marketing's role is to create, I don't know, campaigns that can be scalable, that can be replicated, and in some cases, even if sales has great requests, we can't just, I don't know, do a campaign from a day to another just because they requested it. So we must stick to a plan, since everything needs a proper preparation and not saying budget, but also budget. So yeah, it's really important for them to know the plans, and of course to get from them all the possible insights, because in the end they are face to face with the clients, with the prospects, and they are really valuable for us. So yeah, we must keep close to them every day if possible.
Lots of cross department meetings.
Yeah, exactly. But
That,
not meetings where we discuss too broad or too generic, but to straight to the point, and with clear follow-up steps.
okay, wonderful. This actually is a good follow on through to the next question. So it's heads again, but the tracking ROI of campaigns was the problem that kind of came in, and I think I know who this came in from, but specifically, I think they were referring to like other solutions or like Martech. Like some tools are harder to track than others. Like, but do you have any overarching metrics that you prioritize for account-based marketing to measure the success?
Yeah, so for us in account-based marketing, it's really important to see that account engagement increase. So from, I don't know, an account that didn't engage at all, to see that progress. If, we have no engagement and we see some engagement, is great. If we have already engagement, but it's not enough, to see that engagement increased. From one contact engaging with multiple tactics, to multiple contacts from that account engaging with what we are doing. So we are tracking, and thank God we have the tools in place to track the account engagement. Of course, we measure also the regular funnel results, like from leads generated to MQLs to SQLs. But again, as we spoke earlier, if we have just an MQL from an account, it's good, but not enough. That's why we have to measure that account engagement. So and we can say, even if the struggle is that our market is not that big and we have a limited target audience, on the other hand, it's great that we can learn more about each target account and track exactly the engagement.
And when you say engagement, what is there anything specifically that is more valuable to you? Like, do you like absolutely like, what's the creme de la creme of engagement? Like, is it an ebook download? Is it that they've watched 90% of your latest webinar? Is it like they obviously filled out a form would be the ideal situation, but is it qualitative long form answers? Is it like polling answers? Like,
could be everything that you mentioned. And in some cases, we don't need them to fill another form, because in many cases we have them, we have their contact, and we don't want them to spend time filling another form. So we use as much ungated content as possible.
Okay.
So any click, any open email, any event, for us it's important to have them present at our events. It's really valuable. And
do you weight
of
them
course,
equally?
Sorry?
Do you weight them equally or not? Like
No.
touch point?
Every engagement has a different score. So we score higher an in-person event attendance rather than on just opening an email. So, but point by point, it's also everything is valuable. So
True.
we prefer multiple engagements, maybe with lower score than just one. And
Details.
that's forgetting about us.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay, last question. As promised, so we're on to question 7. Time flies.
Sure.
Sorry for dragging this out with the follow-on question. The final one, we're on tails. So the problem was account selection, account and ICP selection. So I imagine within your market or pool that you're going to go after, the banks within fintech, like how do you pick? Like, how many do you pick? How do you identify the best fit accounts for that time?
It was an important part of the process. Of course, it's we are improving it constantly, but initially when we did the mapping, you must see the product market fit. Okay, is our product meeting a market need? And after that we go and analyze exactly those companies, and our research team actually identified their lines of business and what exactly from our solution will be a fit for modernizing and innovate for those companies. So it was a elaborated research process, and that was the theory. But after that, starting to engage with those companies, of course, we learned much more, and we actually, in some cases, removed some accounts. In other cases, we learned and we added other companies. And it's great that we have multiple sources of great data. And we just need time and great brains to analyze those.
Nice. How long does that process take roughly, like to identify accounts to initial outreach? Because that's a question we had on another an episode that we recorded last week. the time to like market, or like the time to let's get going? I've got so many questions, but like that's yeah. How long does this process take roughly?
Yeah, at the beginning takes months, but yeah, I would say up to 6 months, but it's not a rule.
For sure.
As mentioned, we learn every day and we adjust, but yeah, if you want to do it right, better to allocate some time, and it might take some good months.
Okay. Right, 30 minutes bang on. Thanks so much for joining, Ileana. So at the moment, in terms of the
Pleasure.
prize, it was randomly selected, but the first, well, space goods have come back really good. Space goods is like a coffee alternative. It's like mushroom based. Like it's really tasty. It's kind of like a bit like hot chocolate. But we'll send you some of that. If you don't like it, I'm sure someone else will. The final question I've just got to ask is: do you have a question or topic you think we should ask our next guest? Is there something that you, I don't know, a problem or a challenge or a headache that you would want to ask?
Yeah, I think that you covered so many great questions and pain points, but I would like to learn more from a marketeer perspective how they handle the situation when maybe a not so inspired follow up, I don't know, by a BDR or a salesperson can ruin all the work that we previously done in marketing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's sounds like a backstory there, but I won't go into it. That's a great question. I'll include it in the next episode. But yes, thank you, so much for kind of like playing, and yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Thank you so much, Sam.